July 13th, 1985. Wembley Stadium falls silent as four figures take the stage. Then a single voice rings out, clear, powerful, commanding. 72,000 people move as one, clapping in perfect rhythm. This was Freddie Mercury at Live Aid, delivering what many consider the greatest live performance in rock history. But who was the man behind that transcendent voice? A shy boy from Zanzibar who transformed into rock's most flamboyant showman. A masterful songwriter who could neither read nor write music. A very private person who lived to command stadium-sized crowds. In the next 20 minutes, we'll explore the extraordinary life of Farrokh Bulsara, the man who became Freddie Mercury. From his humble beginnings to global stardom through triumph and tragedy, this is the story of a musical revolutionary who changed not just how we hear music, but how we think about what a rock star can be. What's your all-time favorite Queen song, and why does it resonate with you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Early life. Born in 1946 in Stone Town, Zanzibar, Farrokh Bulsara grew up in a traditional Parsi family. His parents, Bomi and Jer Bulsara, raised him with strong Zoroastrian values, sending him to St. Peter's School in Panchgani, India, at age 8. There, his British-style education shaped his early musical interests, and teachers first noticed his extraordinary vocal abilities. They called him Freddie, a nickname that would stick for life. At St. Peter's, young Farrokh formed his first band, the Hectics, where he played piano and sang cover songs. His classmates remember him as surprisingly shy off stage, but magnetic when performing. During these formative years, he developed both his musical talents and his ability to transform on stage, traits that would later define his career. In 1964, political unrest in Zanzibar forced the Bulsara family to flee to England. Settling in Middlesex, Freddie pursued art and graphic design at Isleworth Polytechnic. Despite excelling in visual arts, music remained his driving passion. He immersed himself in London's vibrant music scene, joining bands like Ibex and Sour Milk Sea, where he developed his distinctive theatrical style. At Ealing Art College, a crucial meeting with Brian May and Roger Taylor of the band Smile changed everything. Freddie became a regular at their shows, offering suggestions for improvement. He dreamed of joining them, often telling friends, "If I was their singer, I would show them how it was done." When Smile's lead singer quit, Freddie seized his chance. He suggested changing the band's name to Queen, designed their iconic logo, and began the transformation from Farrokh Bulsara to Freddie Mercury, the showman who would revolutionize rock music. Rise with Queen. In 1970, Queen officially formed with Freddie Mercury as lead vocalist, Brian May on guitar, Roger Taylor on drums, and John Deacon joining as bassist in 1971. Their self-titled debut album, released in 1973, showcased Mercury's powerful vocals but struggled commercially. The band's breakthrough came with their second album, Queen 2, featuring the hit 7 Seas of Rye. Killer Queen from their third album, Sheer Heart Attack, marked their first international success, reaching number 2 in the UK charts. Mercury's songwriting brilliance shone through, combining opera, vaudeville, and rock in ways never heard before. The song's success gave the band creative freedom to experiment further. 1975's A Night at the Opera became their masterpiece. Bohemian Rhapsody, Mercury's magnum opus, broke all conventional rules of pop music. At nearly 6 minutes long, with its operatic middle section and intricate harmonies, many doubted its commercial viability. But Mercury insisted on its release as a single, resulting in a 9-week run at number 1 in the UK. The band's innovative approach to recording, particularly their layered vocal harmonies and experimental production techniques, set new standards in rock music. Mercury's stage presence evolved into something extraordinary. His interaction with audiences, particularly his famous call and response technique, became legendary. By the late 1970s, Queen had become one of the biggest bands in the world. Their concerts filled stadiums across continents, while hits like We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions became anthems played everywhere, from sports arenas to school assemblies. Mercury's commanding presence and 4-octave vocal range, combined with the band's musical virtuosity, created a sound that was uniquely Queen. What's your favourite memory of discovering Queen's music for the first time? Let's reminisce in the comments. Peak years. The 1980s marked Queen's zenith, starting with Another One Bites the Dust, reaching #1 worldwide. Their 1981 collaboration with David Bowie, Under Pressure, showcased Mercury's exceptional vocal interplay and furthered their experimental sound. The band continued to evolve, releasing Hot Space in 1982, though its dance-influenced style divided fans. Queen's historic performance at 1985's Live Aid demonstrated their unmatched live capabilities. In just 20 minutes, they delivered what critics and fellow musicians consider the greatest live show ever. Mercury's command of the massive crowd showcased his peak powers as a frontman, leading 72,000 people through a perfectly orchestrated set that included Radio Gaga, We Will Rock You, and We Are the Champions. The band revolutionized music videos with I Want to Break Free, causing controversy with its gender-bending themes, while Radio Gaga pushed technological boundaries. Their innovative approach to promotional films helped establish MTV's influence on popular culture. In the studio, Mercury's perfectionism drove the band to new technical achievements. He would often record a single vocal line dozens of times until achieving the exact emotional tone he wanted. Their tours became increasingly elaborate spectacles. The Magic Tour in 1986 set attendance records across Europe, including their historic performance at Budapest's Népstadion, one of the first major rock concerts behind the Iron Curtain. The tour showcased Mercury at his theatrical peak, commanding stadiums with an energy that seemed superhuman. During this period, Mercury also explored solo work, releasing Mr. Bad Guy in 1985. His collaboration with opera singer Montserrat Caballé on Barcelona became a masterpiece that bridged classical and rock music. The album demonstrated Mercury's extraordinary vocal range and his ability to transcend musical genres. The band's creative peak continued with albums like A Kind of Magic, 1986, and The Miracle, 1989, showcasing their ability to blend genres seamlessly. Songs like Who Wants to Live Forever and I Want It All displayed their musical maturity while maintaining their signature sound. Their production techniques, particularly the layered vocals and complex arrangements, influenced countless artists and redefined what was possible in rock music. Personal life. Despite his flamboyant stage persona, Mercury fiercely guarded his private life. His most significant relationship was with Mary Austin, whom he met in 1969. Their romantic relationship ended when Mercury revealed his sexuality, but they remained lifelong friends. He called her his common-law wife and left her most of his estate. Mercury's sexuality became increasingly open in the late 1970s. He frequented gay clubs in Munich and New York, hosting legendary parties at his Garden Lodge home in London. His relationship with Jim Hutton, which began in 1985, lasted until Mercury's death. Hutton cared for him during his final years. Fame brought intense media scrutiny. Mercury handled it by creating two distinct personas: the spectacular showman and the intensely private person. He rarely gave in-depth interviews and deflected personal questions with wit and humour. This duality extended to his close circle of friends, who described him as surprisingly shy and generous in private. His Garden Lodge mansion became his sanctuary, filled with art and Japanese artifacts. Mercury collected extensively and hosted intimate dinner parties for his closest friends. In contrast to his public excess, these gatherings revealed his sophisticated taste and love of fine art. Despite his celebrity status, Mercury maintained close friendships from his early days, particularly with Mary Austin and his personal assistant, Peter Freestone. These relationships provided stability amid global fame. His bandmates, especially Brian May and Roger Taylor, became family, standing by him through success and hardship. Which of Freddie's iconic looks or performances do you think best captures his legendary charisma? Let's discuss. Challenges and controversies. Mercury faced intense media scrutiny in the 1980s, particularly regarding his sexuality and lifestyle. The British press often published invasive stories, leading him to avoid interviews and maintain stricter privacy. Musical differences within Queen emerged during the Hot Space era, with disagreements over their dance-influenced direction. His solo career received mixed reactions. While Barcelona showcased his operatic abilities, Mr. Which or Bad Guy faced criticism for departing from Queen's sound. The band also struggled with internal tensions during his Munich period, where Mercury's partying lifestyle affected recording schedules. By 1987, speculation about Mercury's health intensified. The tabloids published unfounded stories about his condition, forcing him to repeatedly deny illness. Despite deteriorating health, he continued recording, channeling his remaining energy into Queen's final albums. Public controversy arose over Mercury's silence about his illness, though this reflected his lifelong preference for privacy. The band protected him from media intrusion, allowing him to focus on music in his final years. His death in 1991 sparked debate about celebrities' responsibility in addressing AIDS, though many defended his right to privacy about his health. Mercury's decision to continue performing and recording despite serious illness demonstrated his dedication to music over public opinion. His management of personal struggles while maintaining his artistic output became part of his legacy of resilience. Final years. Despite declining health, Mercury continued recording with Queen from 1989 to 1991. He worked tirelessly in the studio, determined to leave as much material as possible. The Show Must Go On captured his resolve, recorded when he could barely stand. In May 1991, he filmed his last music video for These Are the Days of Our Lives, showing visible signs of illness but maintaining his characteristic style. He spent his final months at Garden Lodge, recording vocals when strong enough and finalising arrangements for his estate. Mercury died on November 24, 1991, just 24 hours after publicly announcing his illness. His death raised global awareness of AIDS. The Freddie Mercury tribute concert in 1992 drew 72,000 fans and featured performances by major artists, launching the Mercury Phoenix Trust for AIDS awareness and prevention. Which modern artist do you think carries on Freddie Mercury's legacy the most? Let's hear your picks. Impact and influence. Mercury revolutionized rock music through his 4-octave vocal range, theatrical performances, and genre-defying compositions. His songwriting broke conventional structures, exemplified by Bohemian Rhapsody, while his stage presence redefined live performance standards. His influence extends beyond music. As one of the first major artists to die from AIDS, his death sparked crucial conversations about the disease. The Mercury Phoenix Trust has raised millions for AIDS research and awareness. Modern artists from Lady Gaga to Muse cite Mercury as an inspiration. His cross-cultural appeal and fusion of opera with rock influenced diverse musical genres. Queen songs remain cultural touchstones, played at sporting events and covered by countless artists. Mercury broke barriers for Asian and LGBTQ+ representation in rock music. His unapologetic self-expression and artistic vision continue to inspire new generations, while his technical innovations in studio recording remain industry standards today. From his birth in Zanzibar to his final bow at Garden Lodge, Freddie Mercury's journey transformed not just music, but how we think about artistry, identity, and self-expression. His voice still echoes through stadiums worldwide, his songs celebrating victories, marking milestones, and inspiring dreamers. More than 30 years after his death, Mercury's star burns brighter than ever, proving that legends never really die. They simply become immortal through their art. Which of Freddie's iconic looks or performances do you think best captures his legendary charisma? Tell us in the comments section. If you enjoyed this journey through Freddie Mercury's extraordinary life, please like and subscribe to our channel for more music history deep dives. Hit the notification bell to catch our upcoming documentaries on rock legends. Thanks for watching.